What's going on, people? Um, so, this video is all about pretty much just the things that I'm looking to change in my life, or more like the habits that I'm looking to form and through discipline keep and continue. Um, this past year, dealing with my schizophrenia and other medical issues has been tough. But with this new 2023 year, I believe it's going to be uh, really lucrative for me and my family. Um, I feel like this new year is going to be a year full of abundance. And that's going to be one of those things that I change is my mindset. I'm going to have a mindset of abundance. Um, right now, I got this nice light on. I got these sunglasses on right now just because I'm chilling. I wanted to show them off. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're in it for the long haul. We're on this journey together. And yeah, I just got them recently from Target. I really like them. Usually, Target doesn't have sunglasses for dudes at this with this type of style. Kind of goes with how I dress anyway. Kind of vintage slash uh, Afrocentric, futuristic type of dresser. I mean, if I had the money, I'd dress in Balenciaga. Also, I'm a big dude, so it's like I don't even fit in a lot of that stuff. So it's like when I get money, more money, when I'm stable with uh, an abundance of money, you know, I'll be able to get my own custom fit. You know, but honestly, I'm not even trying to think that far ahead because in terms of dressing, because that's another one of those things that I'm actually going to be addressing. I'm going to be uh, starting a new workout regimen. Um, honestly, just working out religiously or working out consistently is going to be one of those things that I'm changing. Um, I don't really. Sometimes I work out like spontaneously when I have an abundance of energy. I put on a YouTube video to inspire and motivate myself, and then I bust out a few push-ups. Uh, I bust out the dumbbells. You know, uh, really just not consistent workout regimen. So I've decided that every morning, once I wake up, I'm going to do 10 push ups. After that, I can do one workout, you know what I mean, a day, and I'm going to lose the weight. That's another thing I'm going to change. I'm going to change the way I look, the way I feel. I'm going to change my health for the better. Um, I've been speaking about being vegan, and I've been vegan for a short time. Honestly, I enjoyed it. Um, it was hard for me to be vegan while in a household that doesn't really adhere to any dietary restrictions. Um, but just doing what I had to do, to try to eat and do that cleanse. I don't like to look at it like I failed the diet or what have you. No, I'd rather keep a positive outlook and say that, okay, well, I had a good 2 week cleanse where I ate nothing but raw fruits and vegetables. After that, I started waning off a little bit, and then fully taking off the vegan lifestyle altogether, going back to the older lifestyle that I had. So regressing, but at the same time progressing, because within life there's a bunch of lessons to be learned. Um, you know, I I really I'm really enjoying the fact that um, I'm able to actually go through therapy now. I've been going through therapy now for probably the past couple months, or yeah, like maybe 2 months. Um, we've had a few sessions. I agree with my therapist, and I enjoy her in terms of how she's able to listen and the feedback that she's able to give. Um, you know, it's a great experience. Actually going through therapy and unfolding through your life. Uh, really having somebody to ask, how did that make you feel? You know, it's hard nowadays to you know get somebody that you can really talk to openly and without bias. um but I'm grateful that I'm able to go through therapy, and I'm able to uh, help my mindset change. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who won't go through therapy just because they you know they feel like they believe in a stigma. You know what I mean? That you know they're not supposed to go through therapy, or like therapy is only for if you're going crazy. You know, um, there's people that are pretty much like, yo, you're depressed, you're a bitch, and that's it. And it's just like, I understand tough love, and we do have to have tough love for our people. You know, but it's a true it is a true health condition to have depression, to have anxiety, to have schizophrenia, to have these things that are wrong with you, chemical imbalances that are wrong with you. Yeah, working out is going to help you out. You know what I mean? Being more disciplined, cleaning your area is going to help you out. You know, but to say that, oh, well, you have this, you must be a bitch. It's wrong to say. It's wrong. It's the wrong way to go about it. You know what I mean? Um, I feel funkadelic with these things on. I love it. I love it. Um, but yeah, no. Another thing that I'm gonna be changing is my thought process on how a father should interact with their child. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna make sure. It's not like I'm bad at interacting with my child at all. Actually, we have a really great relationship. Um, so far she's only 9 months old, but me and her are cool. You know what I mean? We're cool. And it's funny. It's funny. I actually, every time I write in my journal, uh, I do like at least 2 sentences about her, maybe more. But yeah, no. But at the same time, and this thought process stemmed from me, my wife, my wife, my daughter, and I were at the park the other day, and I hear this father talking to his son and saying, "Hey, that's illegal. And when he said that's illegal, he's talking to his son about bullying or, you know, pushing down the other kid to get to the it's like a merry-go-round, but it's not. I don't know what it's called, but it's not a seesaw. Seesaw is a thing that goes up and down, but the thing that spins and you stand on it. Merry-go-round? I don't know. I can only think of merry-go-round. Anyway, the kid is on a merry-go-round, and this other, the son, is about to push him down. The father stops him and sees him, and he's like, "Hey, you know, that's illegal. You can't do that. You're gonna get in trouble, right?" And these kids are like probably like 3, 4, like probably 3. You know what I mean? But uh, you know, you really have to stop, wait, think, and execute when it comes to children because you know it's crazy, but these things happen. These teaching moments happen at any given moment. So I'm choosing to be more proactive in my daughter's life. um, I believe that not only is it a duty for me to do, um, but in the long run, it's just gonna help out my family. It's just gonna help out my relationship between my daughter and I. So why wouldn't I give that 200%? You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, yeah. By the way, I cut my hair a little bit, as you can see. Did my beard a little differently. It was not a spontaneous decision. I tell you that. It was definitely a lot of thought and a lot of thinking put in a lot of thought put into um, whether or not I should cut my beard. But you know what? I decided to cut it down so maybe it'll grow out a little, better, a little bit more grizzly. You know, um, getting all my patches filled in. So yeah, yeah. Uh, what else am I changing? Yeah, no, I'm changing. What did I caught? Woo. So I talked about changing my relationship with my daughter. I've talked about my weight loss. I've talked about. Okay, okay. Another thing that I'm going to be changing is my discipline. Um, that ties together with pretty much everything that I've listed so far. It's just going to take a little bit more discipline, right? To uh, lose weight, to exercise more, to be healthier, to wake up earlier, to put extra time with my daughter and learn these things for my daughter, right? Um, I love it that also uh, just the fact that I can change these things. You know, I am able to manipulate the energy around me. I'm able to manipulate the habits, the small habits that I accrue in order to grind out and build a different path for life, right? It's crazy that I have this power, but it's only cuz we all have this power over our lives, you know? And of course, I'm not trying to sound like I'm like cocky or something like that cuz nothing has changed so far but my mindset, you know? my thought process. Um, it's just intense to think about that there is, that power that we all have to grind out whatever we could possibly want. You know, creative mind is only limited to the limitations surrounded by it. By limitations that it creates for itself. You know, so who knows? I might be creative and get creative and do something that's going to procure me a little bit more income. And I might be able to start 7 different streams of income that way. And you know I'll get to a point where my goal is to become a millionaire, right? I don't have a set age in mind. What I have is the mindset that I want to become a millionaire as soon as I can, while still creating the longevity of generational wealth, right? Because there's get rich quick schemes, there's things like that, but um, my goal is to not only get stable this year, but to ascend past the status that I have been the past year, right? Um, I recently have gotten hired by a staffing agency. I haven't gotten a corresponding job with them yet, but I'm trying to be patient before looking out for any other opportunities. But yeah, I got a job, so now I'm just waiting for the opportunity to show myself that I can do it. Because at the end of the day, you're at war with yourself. You're at war with yourself. You're in a chess game with yourself. You are in charge of your life. So you are literally fighting every day of your life in order to create that life. You know what I mean? I mean, circumstances and situations are going to come and they're going to go. You know, there's stories about people being homeless and then they end up on top. There's stories about people who've been on top their whole lives and all of a sudden they're homeless. So if it takes what I've had to endure for the last year, and a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you haven't had to endure anything. You haven't had to struggle." Um, you know, and I'm not trying to get a pity party at all because I'm really not. I'm really not that guy. I'm not that guy. You know. Um, but what I was saying was, you know, you can only go to the top when you're feeling like you're at the bottom. You don't have to hit rock bottom, but when you're feeling like you're at the bottom, you only got the top to go. You know. So, uh, I'm just I'm excited. I'm excited. Uh, right now it's like almost 3. Yeah, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, but I got a lot of energy in me right now. Um, I've just got my mind racing, and I've spoken to my therapist about this as well, that sometimes my mind just races and goes into a boost of positivity as well as a boost of of ideas and thought processes racing through my head. you know it really is a blessing to have the emotional maturity, the spiritual integrity to know who you are, right? To understand what you are, what you come from, who you come from, what you have to change, what you have to keep the same. It's crazy because we all have a blueprint embedded into our DNA, embedded into our bodies, into our brain, into our traumas, based off of our traumas, you know, based off of our great grandparents' traumas and struggle and experience. So, you know, my my family, has come from I well I'm from my family's from the Dominican Republic, right? Um, I believe that my family didn't work as hard as they did for no reason. You know, they didn't struggle the way that they struggled for no reason. I did not come out of my mother to not feel like my life has no meaning. You understand? And you should too. Everybody that's out there watching, you should feel like your life has meaning, regardless of if you found it or not. You know? Uh, but yeah, yeah. Another thing that's gonna change is, and like I always say this, but the next thing that's gonna change is more YouTube videos coming from me. Um, Probably gonna make them more routine. I made a routine with my therapist. I told her straight up, like, all right, well, I need to make a routine, or I need to make some things for me to do so I can stay active and stay, uh, on my without having things to do, having tasks to do that kind of stoke the flame against procrastination. You know, um, so it might not be daily, but I'm trying to get these videos out to you as much as I can. Um, it's gonna be a lot more, but truthfully, it's just, you know, sometimes my depression makes me procrastinate or makes me feel like I'm not able to get in front of the camera. But fuck that. Fuck that. Right? We're going to push past things, and we're going to have fun. We're going to go through this journey together. You know what I mean? I I really want to stress to y'all that you are loved. I really want to stress to y'all that, you know, you are loved. All right? You're loved. You got people on your side, right? And even if you don't got people on your side, you're going to make it. You yourself have the power to change your life. regardless of what age you are, regardless of what you believe in, you have the power to change, you know? Hold on, I'm just taking off this useless light. This thing was like on super bright for like 5 seconds. Here, let's do this. Boop. Now that's sick right there. That's sick. I'm sorry. It just made like this whole entire room like light up. I got an Arizona can that's looking crazy, you know? Um, we're just gonna play with some of the colors here. Heads up for your screen, you know. Um, but yeah, no. I I was journaling earlier today, and I just took a second to be grateful for my journal, and I wrote to my journal in my journal. You know, just because for so many things, you know, it's it's uh it's where I practice my manifestation, you know. It's where I practice my spirituality. It's where I practice what I preach pretty much. But here, let me put this brighter. There you go. But yeah, no, it's also something that I feel like is a keepsake, you know. I feel like, you know, maybe one day my children's children will find that book and be like, "Oh wow, I actually have a book, a leather-bound book from my ancestor showing me his struggles, showing me his goals, showing me his thoughts, his feelings, his emotions, his essence, you know?" Cuz honestly, there's sometimes where I wish I had that. You know, if I had a diary from great grandmother or even my grandmother. My grandmother is 103 years old. She was born 1919. You know what I mean? Like, bro, she's seen so much and lived through so much, you know? And, you know, I I appreciated my journal earlier today. And I think everyone should try their best to uh, practice having gratuity or gratefulness or, you know, just just being able to look at the little things in life that you have and say, damn, that's great. Like, take a deep breath and just, you don't got to thank God. You don't got to thank this person, that person. Just thank the feeling, thank the moment, thank yourself. Let the thankfulness reign over you and embody you as much as it can. And you know, they say gratefulness is a cure for depression, right? So why not just practice some gratefulness? Matter of fact, in the comments below, um, put down what you were grateful for today. Don't gotta be Thanksgiving to be grateful. So, put on that regular light real quick. Wow. Wow. Big difference. But anyways, guys, if you've stayed with me so far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, great night, great midsummer's eve, great spring. a great time. Okay? So, party people, peace.